Okay, we're going to go ahead and we asked the city manager to defer the VB bio update till December. We're going to have to try to get to executive session. We'll probably need about 40 minutes, I guess. An hour. Or even longer. So if it's okay, can we go right to city council comments, please? Barbara.
Well, I wasn't, I thought I had a few minutes here to get things together. I just wanted to mention, of course, we have the subcommittee of the HRPDC on the coastal resiliency and so forth. And we had another meeting last week. And I just want you all to know how good that seems to be coming together. The issues are very interesting that we are able to discuss with the whole region. And I think just the legislative agenda of the HRPDC, you see reflected the issues that they adopted, which are also in our legislative package, dealing with the funding and so forth for sea level rise and so forth. The big one is going to be the one that we have had it in our package for 2 or 3 years now. It was actually first brought to the General Assembly by Ron Villanueva. It's the Solution to Coastal Flooding Regional Greenhouse Gas Initiative, which is what we call it in our agenda package. I think it's pretty much known as RGGI. But the whole idea of this, of course, is that it deals with the carbon caps, but the expected revenue is pretty much earmarked to go to localities for the funding for sea level rise and recurrent flooding. And so I think this really needs to be a push that we have in our package. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it will be regionally, because that one I think is going to be something that we can hopefully use as we get to that part of our flooding package that starts to require some funding. And I will say that in this subcommittee, we have consistently had not only people from the other major cities in the region, but also representatives of both Senator Kane and Senator Warner, which I think is a good indication that they are following all of this, and I hope it will be that they will be attuned to some funding somewhere in the future. But I do want you to know that this is a very good committee, and I think it holds some good promise.
Oh, thank you, Ms. Hunley. Jess, did you have your hand up?
Yeah, I just wanted to share, I represented the city at the 26th Annual Tennis Ball for Achievable Dream Academy, and it was a really great event. They recognized a lot of teachers, and my husband was among them, so I was happy to be there. And I was able to share the table with several of our city staff who went, and they all had a really good time, and it was nice to get to know them. So.
Oh, outstanding. Thank you for doing that. Rosemary.
I wanted to say something about Amazon coming to Northern Virginia. I mean, even though it didn't come here, what the state is going to be doing with putting a lot of money into education for technology, I think we're going to get a lot of benefits from. There's going to be a lot of money put into not only higher ed, but also to the community college programs, but also to K through 12. And I think that, we really need to be on top of this, and it can be a huge benefit with us. And we're really at a great spot with our cables coming in and with what we're doing at our corporate park. We're developing the data system so people will be able to go, all the infrastructure is going to be put in so that people will just plug in, and that's all going to be in place. And we've got another cybersecurity company coming in, creating 250 new jobs. So this could be a really good thing for us, and I think we need to work it. We need to sort of work it and take advantage of the educational money that's going to be spent on technology.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, that's great. Rosemary, thank you. Anybody else? John?
One thing. I was listening to public radio the other day, and they're talking about a company called Perone. It's in Crozet, Virginia. This gets back to something that Jessica operated. They're starting to operate 12 shuttles. They're going to be autonomous vehicles. The first year, they're actually going to have drivers in them, but they are going to be autonomous in terms of their operation. I know that's something that Jessica talked about before, but I think that's worth following up on, just to see what the company's doing, what particularly that kind of is. There might be something we can pick up, because their truck, Perone was the name of the company, but it was on public radio the other Sunday morning early.
I'm sure Glenn Davis can tell us all about it.
Oh, yeah, there's new technology on the horizon for sure. Anybody else? Okay, I'm gonna ask Vice Mayor Wood to go through the agenda.
Okay, just, folks, just so everybody realizes, we've got a larger than normal agenda based on advertising issues with the pilots, so at 146 pages of regular planning items, 238 pages of redos, and 84 pages of deferrals.
We are
So-
government, yes.
Yeah, but I think that's just important, because when people see this gigantic,
Can I ask a question in that regard? Since we know the motion that we made that did not count, can we, in some summary fashion, deal with those issues, remaking the motion that we made that didn't recount was advertised, and then, if that's permissible as a motion, realize the motion to those items, and then move to the new items? I'm just asking a question. I know people, they want to speak can, but I'm just asking from a consent point of view, we've had,
right now, we don't have any speakers on anything, except for one item under
I'm just trying to work out how
ordinances.
to deal with the old versus the new and keep them separate.
Okay, so under ordinances, resolutions, the only thing that we have a speaker on is item 7B, which is FEMA. Anybody have any other issues? Somebody wanted a deferral on something here.
We need to defer to B.
2B,
Until sometime in January, so the Ag Advisory Commission can weigh in on this.
okay, defer to January
Which item, I'm sorry, Barbara?
8th or the 15th.
Well, the Ag Advisory Commission.
And ordinances.
J2B.
Tuesdays, and the second Monday, so it would need to be at least the later January meeting.
So,
15th
15th, okay.
We can say
January,
indefinitely, but whenever it's ready to come back.
do you want it
Let's defer
indefinite?
indefinitely.
Make it indefinite.
Please.
Defer. Okay, anything else under ordinances and resolutions?
Off to planning.
Okay. So we'll go with,
Could I just
yes,
ask
ma'am.
one question on the, I think it's in here, I'm looking for the funding in here that we were, looking at the beach replenishment. It seemed to me that
Which
somewhere.
number is that?
I
I'm
guess
sorry.
that's.
8A.
I thought that that when we were talking about the tip, that there was an indication that the sand project at the oceanfront was probably paid for the tip, but that's not the case, it comes from the general fund.
Correct.
Well, it also came from the federal grant, was the main portion. Federal
But it
grant.
seemed like there was some general fund money, but somewhere in that past discussion, I think we had said tip, and we really need to correct that then.
Yes,
Just
John.
on that, I don't want to bog down today for time, but when we have our off-site budget thing, I do want to talk about the mechanics and the background of how these kind of cross-reference and cross-programming actions are handled. I think they could be done better than it was for this, but I don't want to hold it up as legitimate, but there's a better way to improve that, I believe.
Good. We'll bring that forward.
Okay. So then, anything else on ordinance or resolutions? All right, going to planning. 1625 General Booth Boulevard LLC, SunTrust Bank, conditional use permit for car wash facility, Princess Anne District.
Unless there's a speaker, I noticed there was a speaker at the planning. I haven't heard from anyone, but if there's not a speaker, then it can go on consent.
Okay. Roy E. and Ivy C. Caskey, residential kennel, 133 South Kellum Road, Bayside.
The one question I have about that is, this isn't gonna go with that property, is it, that it can always be a residential kennel? I mean, I think this might work for this particular property owner, but to have 9 dogs in the house there, I think needs to be just for this property owner.
Maybe we have to control it by time then, if I remember all our discussions.
We've had them before where they were associated with a particular dog, actually, for these, if I remember correctly, where we said if you could not replace a dog.
Our short-term rental
With a like dog or?
Well, no, if the dog passed, they would not be able to replace it. So I know we've had kennel licenses that we've
This
treated that way
lady
before, I
maybe can
believe.
manage 9 dogs inside the house, but there are not very many people who can do that.
No.
I didn't
can't manage
remember
one.
that. I'm not saying you're not right.
Well,
I
It
don't,
was years ago under my We recommend maybe for,
Yeah, we did.
we had one gal who had them, and then it was in the condition that as the dogs passed, that they could, that number went down based on the
My recommendation would just to allow it to be renewed by staff after a stated time, and then when, you know, when there's no long, if this owner no longer has it, then staff would not review it without coming back to you. That'd be my recommendation.
Are you okay with that, Louis?
That's fine.
Okay, so, Mark, are you gonna write that for us?
Yeah, can we make it 5 years and then administratively renewable each year? Unless
Yeah,
That makes sense to me.
is that,
as long as we can get just get somebody to give me that in writing so I can add it to this when we do it out there, if you could. Or somebody, Kevin, somebody.
Kevin, can you handle
Okay.
that for me?
All right, 3 is BMVS LLC
I am going to ask for,
in the Rose Hall District.
yes, sorry.
Okay,
They did ask for a 30-day, not the applicant, but some neighboring businesses for a 30-day deferral. I'm looking at my calendar. When's our last December meeting, the 11th? Can we defer it to the 11th? I want to get it handled before the end of the year, so that the applicant doesn't have to lose any more money storing their stuff in Richmond, but I want to give the neighborhood a chance to speak.
so defer to
December 11th, please?
December 11th, okay.
Thank you.
All right, Sector Site LLC, DRD LLC, Communication Tower, Holland Road, Rose Hall.
I've heard from no one but the applicant, so I'm good.
Okay. Lorraine Tucker, Roan LLC, Automobile Service Station, Laskin Road, Virginia Beach.
I've heard no issues.
Beach issue. Ordinances to amend the city zoning ordinance, section 111, definition of dwelling attached townhouses and single-family dimensional requirements. Everybody okay with those?
Yep.
All right. Items for reconsideration. We've got Crespo Enterprises, Roadrunner Towing, Beach, Kempsville District, sorry.
That's fine.
Okay. I'm just gonna go through these quickly. Greer Hahn Enterprises, Glen Haven, I'm fine with that. No Facade, oh, it's the ones I can't pronounce. No Facade Tayo and Bolu Jones, Centerville. Where's,
Here.
yeah,
I don't know very much about this.
tossing you right into the fire, okay. It was on consent before this just happened.
Already? Okay.
So it just was, okay, we'll go. That, Mary Bozard, Thomas Lee Bozard, Residential Kennel, Princess Anne District. Mavis and Nicholas Grady, Family Daycare, Rose Hall.
Yes.
Gee, you didn't say that name.
I'm gonna have to say in a little while. Yeah, LLC, Fairfield TIC LLC, et cetera, Kempsville.
Yes.
Princess Anne Meadows, William and James Snowden, District 7 Princess Anne, there was something on that,
Properties around over, right?
The proper agreement.
yeah, where was that?
The only,
Desk here.
there's no substantive change. It's just simply noting that it's being recorded because we had to re-advertise.
Right, because this just added a small piece in there, and so it was re-advertised.
Okay, so there,
Consent then.
it's consent, then we don't need to include this, okay. Anderson's Virginia Beach LLC, Princess Anne.
No, that's good.
Jasmine Gould, Cruise Living Trust, Rose Hall, Family Daycare.
That's good.
Kyle W. and Bailey B. Fett, Princess Anne.
Yes, that's fine.
Ordinance to adopt and incorporate Burton Station SGA.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, we have items deferred from November 13th. Kerbor LLC, which is Princess Anne, that's lot width 3716. And then we have,
Some recommended a change to conditions. What this would do in condition 2 would make it so that the footprint would have to stay pretty close to what it is now. So it wouldn't be taking this and putting a much bigger house on it, but it would have a footprint, including a garage, no greater than 2,100 square feet, and would be compatible to or superior in quality of architectural features of the 3 models that they have included. So it's not those models, but the quality of the close to the house that's on there now. And then the condition that the residential dwelling once constructed would have its lowest finished floor and an elevation at least 3 feet above the base flood elevation since this is in an area that is a little higher than what other.
So you're okay with consent with these modifications, okay? Consent with recommended changes, conditions. Okay, Dam Neck Storage Partners, Harper's Road and Dam Neck Road, District 7, Princess Anne. There's a request for deferral on that.
And I believe they requested to December 11th.
11th, yes.
I think they're gonna, I know that, the neighbors still have some concerns. I think that has a good bit to do with the height allowance of those, containers, and that may be a little difficult to deal with, but that seems to be the main issue.
Did they get the generator part worked out?
I think that's just a clarification and a matter of understanding, so I think that'll be okay, but I know they want it to be screened, so they're not seeing anything.
The 9-foot versus the 8-foot, right?
That seems to be the big issue.
Okay. So
That
that's
it?
Mr. Mayor, yes, sir.
Okay, we're going to adjourn informal, and we're going to recommend going into closed session right now. The chair will entertain a motion to recess into closed session pursuant to the exemptions from open meeting allowed by Section 2.2-3711A Code of Virginia as amended for the following purposes. Publicly held property. Discussion or consideration of the acquisition of real property for the public purpose or for the disposition of publicly held property where discussion in an open meeting would adversely affect the bargaining position or negotiation strategy of the public body pursuant to Section 2.2-3711A3, Centerville District. Legal matters, consultation with legal counsel and briefings by staff or consultants pertaining to the actual or probable litigation where such consultation or briefings in open meeting would adversely affect the negotiation or litigating posture of the public body. City of Virginia Beach versus West Coast Properties, LLC. Personnel matters, discussion, consideration, or interviews of prospective candidates for employment, assignment, appointment, promotion, performance, demotion, salaries, disciplining, or resignation of specific public officers, appointees, or employees of any public body pursuant to Section 2.2-3711A1. Council appointments, council boards, commissions, committees, authorities, agencies, and appointees. So moved.
Second.
I move.
Somebody else to make a
Okay, can't move.
I move.
He moves. Sorry about that. I'm the new guy.
Mr. Jones?
Aye.
Ms. Henley? Mr. Moss?
Aye.
Ms. Abbott?
Aye.
Ms. Wooten?
Aye.
Ms. Payne?
Aye.
Mr. Ernst?
Aye.
Ms. Wilson? Vice Mayor Wood?
Aye.
Mayor Dyer?
Aye.